Black Frieza is currently one of the biggest threats in Dragon Ball. Not just because he is strong, but because of what he represents. At the end of the Granola arc, Frieza came back after training for 10 years in another dimension. He appeared out of nowhere. Killed Gas. Then one-shot Ultra Instinct Goku and Ultra Ego Vegeta, like it was nothing. That moment changed everything. Before Black Frieza arrived, the strongest warrior conversation was already crazy. Granola had wished to become the strongest. Gas surpassed him. Goku and Vegeta were pushing beyond their limits. And then Frieza showed up and reminded everyone that he is still one of the most dangerous characters in Dragon Ball history. But this video is not just about who is strong enough to beat Black Frieza, because right now, almost nobody is. This is about something more interesting. Who should defeat Black Frieza? Who has the best story reason? Who would make the final battle feel emotional, satisfying, and actually different? Because Black Frieza cannot go down like a random villain. He is Frieza, the Emperor of the universe, and the greatest villain ever created. So today, let's talk about the main contenders who could defeat Black Frieza in the story. Starting with the obvious one. Goku. Goku versus Frieza will always be iconic. No matter how many times it happens, there is always something special about these two fighting. Their battle on Namek is the most legendary fight in anime history. That fight was not just another battle, it was the moment Dragon Ball became something else. And even after all these years, Frieza still cannot fully escape Goku. Goku is the reason Frieza lost on Namek. Goku is the reason Frieza's pride was shattered. So of course, Goku defeating Black Frieza would make sense. He is the main character. He is still improving Ultra Instinct. He always finds a way to break his limits. And Frieza one-shot him at the end of the Granola arc. So there is already a reason for Goku to want a rematch. But honestly, I do not want Goku to be the one. Not because it would be bad. A Goku versus Frieza fight is always entertaining. But we have seen it before. We saw it on Namek. We saw it in Resurrection F. Their rivalry is legendary, but Dragon Ball has a chance to do something different this time. If Goku defeats Black Frieza, it would be safe. It would make sense. But I do not think it would be the most interesting choice. The next contender is Vegeta, and for a lot of fans, this is the one. If anyone deserves to defeat Frieza once and for all, it is Vegeta. Frieza destroyed his planet. Frieza enslaved the Saiyans. Frieza controlled Vegeta's childhood. He turned him into a soldier, used him as a weapon, humiliated him, and destroyed everything Vegeta was supposed to inherit. Vegeta's hatred for Frieza is on another level. Frieza is not just another villain to Vegeta. Frieza is the reason his entire life was shaped by control, pride, and pain. And the worst part is, Vegeta has never truly gotten his final moment against him. In Resurrection F, Vegeta had Frieza beaten. He was standing over him. The fight was basically over. And then Frieza destroyed Earth, before Vegeta could finish the job. And Vegeta lost the moment that should have been his. That still feels unfinished. So if Black Frieza is going to be defeated, Vegeta probably has the strongest emotional reason. But I also think Vegeta defeating Frieza should not be only about revenge. Vegeta has grown past that. That would make the victory more powerful. The third contender is Gohan, and I actually think this one is underrated, because Gohan has history with Frieza too. People forget how young Gohan was on Namek. He was just a child, and he was thrown into one of the most terrifying situations in Dragon Ball. And Gohan had to experience all of that at 5 years old. That kind of trauma is not small. Gohan saw Frieza's cruelty directly. He saw what Frieza and his army were capable of. He was part of the Namek conflict before he was even old enough to understand the scale of what was happening. So if Dragon Ball wanted to connect Gohan back to Frieza, the story is already there. And now, With Beast Gohan, he finally has the power to stand in that conversation. Beast Gohan is ridiculous. His raw power might be one of the highest among the heroes right now. And if Gohan keeps training, there is no reason to believe he cannot become strong enough to challenge Black Frieza one day. That is the key. If the story reminds us of what Frieza did to him and everyone on Namek, then Gohan defeating Black Frieza could actually make sense. But Gohan defeating Frieza would also be surprising. It would be the child who suffered on Namek, now standing as one of the strongest warriors in the universe. That is a strong story. The fourth contender is Broly. Broly is interesting because he does not just have power. He has a very personal reason to fight Frieza. Frieza killed Paragus, and Broly still does not know the truth. In the Broly movie, Frieza killed Broly's father to trigger his Super Saiyan transformation. Then, he let Broly believe Paragus died because of the battle. And knowing Frieza, he would absolutely use that information later. Imagine Black Frieza fighting Broly and smiling while saying, "By the way, your father did not die from a stray blast. I killed him." That would be insane. Broly would have every reason to lose control. And that is exactly why this fight would be dangerous. Broly has the potential to surpass almost anyone. His growth is ridiculous. His raw power is terrifying. And now that he is training, he is slowly learning control. So one day, Broly could absolutely become strong enough to challenge Black Frieza. But I do not think Broly should be the one to deliver the final blow. At least not alone. Because Broly's story is not really about revenge. Broly's story is about control. He was used by Paragus. He was manipulated by Frieza. His power was turned into a weapon by everyone around him. So if Broly fights Black Frieza, the most meaningful ending would not be Broly losing control and destroying him. The most meaningful ending would be Broly resisting Frieza's mind games. Frieza wants Broly to become a monster. Broly winning by staying in control would show real growth. That would be way better than just rage. And then we have my favorite wild card, Beerus. Beerus might be the most exciting option, because we have barely seen Beerus truly fight. We saw him fight Goku in Battle of Gods, but that was years ago. Since then, Beerus has mostly been watching from the side, eating, sleeping, and casually reminding us that he is still above almost everybody. Fans have been starving to see Beerus in a serious fight again. And what better opponent than Black Frieza, the god of destruction of Universe 7, against the Emperor of Universe 7. That title alone sounds legendary. Beerus represents divine destruction. Frieza represents mortal ambition. Beerus destroys because it is his role. Frieza destroys because he wants control. One is a god. One is a tyrant trying to stand above gods. That is the perfect clash. And it would finally answer one of the biggest questions in Dragon Ball right now. How close is Black Frieza to Beerus? Because right now, we know Black Frieza is above any mortal in Universe 7. The story still treats Beerus like a ceiling. But if Frieza is ever going to challenge that ceiling, this is the perfect time. Imagine Beerus actually getting serious. No jokes, no food, no casual dodging. Just Beerus using his real power because Black Frieza forced him to. That could be one of the greatest fights Dragon Ball has ever made. And honestly, I do not even need Beerus to be the one who finishes Frieza. The fight itself would be enough. It could show us how powerful Black Frieza truly is. It could show us Beerus at full power. And it could raise the stakes for everyone else. So who should defeat Black Frieza? If we are talking about the safest choice, it is Goku. If we are talking about the biggest surprise, it might be Gohan. If we are talking about emotional chaos, Broly has a real reason. If we are talking about pure spectacle, Beerus versus Black Frieza might be the best fight possible. But if we are talking about the character who deserves the final victory the most, it has to be Vegeta. Vegeta has the history. He has the pain. He has the unfinished business. And he has the perfect form for it. Ultra Ego Vegeta defeating Black Frieza would be one of the most satisfying moments in Dragon Ball history. The writers have an awesome opportunity to bless us all with maybe the greatest storyline of all time. That is why Black Frieza is such a great villain. He is not just strong, he is connected to everyone. So however Dragon Ball handles him, it has to be big. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. And remember, keep grinding. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.